craziest part about it to me, this should be a good thing. This should be a thing that we're excited about. I think in an ideal world, we should be happy that robots are coming to take all the jobs. I don't want to work at my fucking job. You don't want to work at your job. Dude, a robot can do my job. A robot can just do all this that none of us want to do. Thank God, that's awesome. That's what we should be feeling like, but we don't, because we live in a capitalist hellhole. So a robot taking your job equals you just not having a job, and you, buddy, good luck. What the
Nice, Ron.
You listen to people who talk to these, like, especially the tech bros, like, I don't know, man, like rich business people and like big, powerful, whatever, like rich people have always been evil and greedy. Nothing new there, right? That's as since the dawn of man. That is what rich people do. But man, these like tech guys feel like a just whole different breed of just like dead-eyed evil. It's not some like oil tycoon from 1876 who was just like, buy up all the land you can, boy, and if a few people have to die in the mines, well, I guess that's just God's will. Rich people used to just almost kind of be like cartoon villains in a way. And now they feel like something from out of the back rooms. Every CEO of every tech startup now feels like just like a creature from a YouTube creepypasta got into a human skin and made an app. They all have that look about them. Every single one now has like this feel about it. It's like, oh, you're not just like a greedy piece of shit. You're like like, what are you? The 2026 version of like a Rockefeller is a dude who dropped out of Yale, made an app to sexually harass a girl he saw on campus one time. And then we blink, the next thing we know, that app now makes TVs and phones and dishwashers, and they're worth $5.4 billion. Somehow. Honestly, technology should not have advanced past 2010. I feel like that's a really solid cutoff line. I think computers are good. I do think inherently the internet is a good thing and a good tool and a benefit to society. I think just baseline core, just the technology itself, I think is an inherently good thing. What it has become and what it has done to society. If the internet was a person, it would essentially be Darth Vader. Think about it like that. Like, what did Darth Vader start off? Just like a young, strappy little kid who loved pod racing. That's what the internet was, kind of back in the day. Just like a young, strappy kid. It's like, hey, do you want to learn about penguins? Do you want to see a cool video from an old baseball game? Hey, do you need help with your homework? You can also watch a guy die, right? Like, the sky was the limit. Beautiful, wonderful place. And you know, the next thing you know, an older guy gets a hold of you, relationship kind of doesn't work out, things happen, right? And next thing you know, you basically run the space KKK. The internet went from a young, snappy little pod racer who just needed to plug into your phone real quick and we can do whatever you need, to just, you watching a cooking video on how to make angel food cake and just 3 comments down is somebody just going like, they're not people, you can kill them. 2010. I feel like 2010 is a good cutoff technology wise. When the internet, there's a lot of people have put it this way, I think that's a good way to put it. When the internet was still, in a sense, a physical place. The internet really back before the age of the smartphone, the internet truly still kind of was in a sense, a physical place that you had to go to, in that you had to sit down at a computer to access it, and you couldn't take it anywhere, right? It wasn't everywhere. You had to be in a specific place and sit down with a piece of machinery in order to access the internet. So in a sense, it was kind of like a place in a way. That was it. We should have left it at that. You can still come here, everybody can still hang out, but you can't have it in your pocket, dude. You can't like just, time machine going back like, look, this is cool, but if anybody ever tries to give you like a phone with this thing on it, you got to kill that guy. Just don't stop. No questions. Don't question this. Just do it. I don't have time to get into why and what happens and everything, but just please, just tell me, the first person to ever say the word smartphone to you, just promise to me that you will put your fist through them somewhere, please. Okay? That's what I would do if I had a time machine. I know there's probably a lot more noble causes that you could do with that, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a role model. I would probably do something like go back and explain, Roblox to John F. Kennedy. Because that just sounds funny to me. I'm not a superhero. What do you want from me? I'm literally just like a bald asshole that somehow got a hold of a time machine. And you expected me to use this to save the world? No, we're doing bits. I'm ripping bits for like as long as you let me have this thing. Nothing is getting accomplished. All right. But you know what is getting done? I'm giving a lot of Victorian children a lot of Doritos and AirPods filled with Lil B music.
Today, about half of internet traffic is bots. The majority of them are used for destructive purposes.
Okay, so I do believe this. If you're not familiar with the dead internet theory, which basically says that like half, if not most, of the internet is just bots talking to other bots, basically. And I do think there is some truth to that. I mean, they're saying 37%. I would believe that. I would believe that 30% of like the online activity are like some form of quote unquote bot. I would believe that. Then here's the other thing. This is a sad reality that we do have to come to terms with. Anytime anybody posts anything insane or stupid or just leaves like the worst comment you've ever seen, and people point it out, they always say, well, it's probably a bot. I'm sure that's just a bot. And possibly, maybe, but here's a sad reality that a lot of you people need to accept. There are a lot of people out there who are that stupid. Not all, but a lot of those comments, just as I would argue that just as many of those comments that you see like that are bots as they are real opinions. There are no lack. There is no lack of people who are absolutely just the dumbest motherfucker you have ever met in your entire life who would comment shit like that. I've heard people say shit like that in person, in real life, and they believe it. They say it with their whole entire chest and believe it. Those people are real and they exist. I know it's kind of soothing to just say that every single stupid thing that you see spouted on the internet is just some whatever bot trying to fuck with you. And again, don't be wrong, plenty of it is, but just as much of it are the people walking amongst you and me. And they are driving. They're driving. They drive. More than likely, they drive every single day. That's terrifying. So many stupid people. I saw a video of a lady who works at McDonald's, and she was talking about how people complain all the time now that fast food isn't fast anymore. Like fast food takes forever. And I've noticed this too whenever I've gone to get fast food. And she was like, I'm telling y'all, it is the customers. The customers are the ones holding up the line. The customers are the ones taking forever. The customers are the ones that are slowing this whole thing down and making it worse. And I believe her. I trust her so much. Dog, what has happened as of in the last like few years or so that now it doesn't matter if somebody has two things at the grocery store, they will find a way to make it take an hour to check out. And it's not the cashier, it's not the employees, it is nothing on like the company end, right? It is always the person buying the shit. I go up right behind them with my cart full of groceries and I'm bing bang boom in and out. So very clearly, this is like operator error. This is not on like the employee or like the company end. And this happens to me everywhere. It is grocery stores. It is convenience stores, gas stations, actual shops. Everywhere I go now, everybody takes 45 fucking minutes to check out. And it doesn't matter if they have 2 or 20 things. They find a way to make it take an hour. What the fuck is going on with that? Because it's everywhere. It is everyone everywhere all of the time. I believe that lady, the McDonald's lady. As soon as she said that, I was like, I believe you 100%.
When AI appeared, we were very excited. A mechanical brain able to super quickly collect information. So we went to work and it looked amazing. And then we started fact checking.
Right.
We didn't expect it to be perfect, but it was way worse than we thought. Confidently incorrect. AI is so bad at this.
Yep. So there is a buddy of mine who told me a story. I guess he worked for some kind of AI company for a hot minute. And I don't know exactly what it was, but it was something to do with food delivery. Like I think an app for food delivery. And they were working on this AI model, teaching it, whatever for the food delivery. And he said the thing that broke him and the thing that really made him go, oh, this is all like a scam, was as hard as they tried, they could not get this AI model to order a pizza with pepperoni on one side and sausage on the other. Super simple, right? Almost any pizza place will offer you, let you do like a half and half topping thing, right? He said they worked, I think he said, for like weeks. This AI model could not order a pizza with half pepperoni, half sausage. And that was it. I mean, that's what I'm telling you. It's like half the shit. Like, I think to say AI is a scam is probably an oversimplification. I think how it's being sold to us and presented to us now is a scam. That I believe is true. I do think it is, like powerful. I do think it is like, I do think AI is like, a tool that is capable of a lot of things, but I think it's really being shoved down our throats right now and really overhyped because there's so much goddamn money invested in this. Dude, these people have trillions of dollars invested in this, and that's why it's being shoved down your throat 24/7. Every company wants you to use it now. Use the AI feature now. It's because there is like trillions of dollars invested in this shit, and if this all crumbles, it can legitimately affect our economy. If the AI bubble just bursts and crumbles like the .com bubble did, we will feel like legitimate ramifications on our economy. But nobody can find a fucking way to actually make this shit profitable. So now they're stuffing it into everything. And this is the epitome of throwing shit at the wall until seeing somebody sticks. They are stuffing it inside of everything in the hopes that somebody accidentally finds a way to make this shit actually profitable. That is why you can't avoid it right now. That's why it's being shoved inside of everything. Nobody can find a way to make money with this shit. So they're putting it in everything and being like, well, one of them will hit. It can do a lot of things. I don't think it can do just about everything that we're being told it can, at least not as well. Because rich people are stupid, and it's really kind of just as simple as that.
Since in 2025, there were already well over 1,200 confirmed AI news websites publishing massive amounts of AI-generated misinformation and false narratives. This mix of correct, dubiously sourced, and straight-up made-up information also leads AI to present really
Dude, see, that's the whole thing. So now you guys have fake AI websites just pumping out fake news stories. Back in my day, we had dudes in Bangladesh just making up shit about random celebrities and trying to write an article about it in English when they knew like 6 words of English. That's, you know what, that's where we used to get our fake news, and we were happy about it. The news come out. Does Bruno Mars is gay? And that was all we needed. That was good enough for me, damn it. Do you realize, like, before the internet, somebody could just say some shit and you just have to be like, okay. I mean, unless you were going to get in your car and go down to the library and pray to God that they had that specific book on that specific subject that you could then look to try to find the fact. Like, you could just say shit and everybody around you would be like, I don't know enough about that for it to not be true, so I just guess it is. And then everybody did. And that's why I do think that, I think at its bare bones, I think inherently the internet is good. I think it is a good thing and a good resource that the world is better off for having. I think just the bare bones wires in the ground technology, that is good. But what it's become and what we have is just like, I don't know. It's like somebody, you just took the sweetest thing. You took the sweetest little boy and you just made him so evil. You just made him so bad. But he was such a good little boy. He was so sweet. He was so nice. He used to show me cat videos, you know, funny little pictures with words that he'd put on them. We'd make us laugh. And then occasionally a beheading video, and we'd have to sit down and we'd have to have a talk about it and be like, okay, you know, maybe that's not like, those aren't the kind of videos that we watch. And then he'd be like, do you want to see another one? And you're like, fuck, I mean, yeah, kinda. And then, you know, it's a cycle. It's no relationship is perfect, but it was good. It was better than what we have now.
The problem with AI is how trustworthy it seems, how it's correct enough to seem super smart, and how incredibly confidently incorrect it is.
Well, yeah, that's also just called talking to a dumb asshole. Have you ever talked to a dumb asshole before? That's how they are. This guy is as confident as he is wrong. Yeah, I've bumped into like 3 of those dudes today. They're everywhere, right? Just like the guy who will just tell you like the most incorrect shit that you've ever heard in your entire life so confidently. It's like, yeah, I read they're making dogs gay. That's what they said. Yeah, the dogs are going to be gay now. I'm not cool with that. You know what I mean? We got to do something about it. Somebody's got to do something. And I'm like, I don't think they do, because I don't think that's happening. Also, how would they make the dogs gay? I think dogs probably just have the innate ability to be gay just like humans do, right? Like there's gay animals. I'm sure there's gay dogs. You don't have to do anything to make it happen. It just happens. It's just a gay ass dog. Who cares, right? So he's a boy dog who likes to bang other boy dogs. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care when it's human. You think I'm going to care when it's an animal doing it? Dude, tear it up. Seriously, like, have a ball. Get them a hotel room. Honestly, get the dogs a hotel room. You find 2 of them, they start looking at each other a lot and everything. Like, get them a hotel room for that. Do something nice for the dog, right? It's, Pride Month just happened. Let them have it.
AI is changing quickly, so this may get better, but right now, it's pretty grim. Way too many people blindly trust AI.
Can we talk about the irony of like every single boomer parent being like, you can't trust what you read on the internet, don't trust everything you read on the internet, and blah 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 blah. And now in 2026, the internet is nothing but boomers sending AI videos to each other, just being like, this is so powerful, is this real? And it's like Jesus praying for Godzilla, and they're like, is this real? Did this actually happen? I think this actually happened in the real world, in real life. What the fuck? Like, there's no way they're all that brain dead, that the irony is lost on all of them. And that I'm sorry, there's a lot of stupid people out there. You have to like, is this real? Is this real? And it's like Donald Trump praying for a minion, and they're just like, this is so powerful and exactly what the country needs right now. Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah. God bless America.
On the internet, there's only one truly valuable resource: human attention.
Right.
If current trends continue,
Dude, that's the thing. Nobody talks about this. We live in an attention economy. The currency is attention. If you have attention, if you have eyes on you in 2026, you can do whatever you want. That's the name of the game. That's why like things like YouTube pranks and things like that are so popular, because it's not about quality. It's not about anything else. It is literally about, look at me, look at me, look at me. We are in an attention economy. The attention is currency. It is power. We talk about like not believing everything. Half the shit that you see people read on the internet, they don't actually mean, or it isn't actually real. It's purposefully to get you to leave an angry comment or start a debate or start a back and forth. Because every time they do, if it's something that's monetized, every single interaction either pays them or drives up the traffic, which then pays them. So it's just like, it's an attention economy. And so I really cannot emphasize just how much and how important in an attention economy it is to not give certain people attention. The best thing that you can do, as horrible as it may look, as horrible as they may seem, as much as you think they're being, doing damage or like causing harm, whatever, there are so many people in so many instances where the best thing that you can do is to give them literally zero attention. Do not even look their way, let alone a comment or anything like that. Half of these fucking people that you're leaving hate comments for, that you're getting in arguments for, whatever, blah, blah, blah. If you literally just went about your day, if you literally just scrolled to the next video, if everybody just did that, they would shut the fuck up. Because all they want from you is a response. All they want from you is attention. Because again, we live in an attention economy. and you are giving them a paycheck. You understand that? I think a great example of that are like people who like get mad at First Amendment auditors. First Amendment auditors are those guys that just hang outside of like anywhere with cameras and they wait for people to get mad and get a reaction and they post it on Facebook. But what they're doing is technically legal, so the cops come and they're like, yeah, they can do that, you know, whatever, right? If those guys are pissing you off, if you hate them, why are you don't want to be on film, all these things, whatever. If you literally just walked past them and did whatever you had to do and then got back in your car and left, you wouldn't even make the YouTube cut. You probably wouldn't even get put it up because, again, they're filming for reactions. So if you give them nothing, there's nothing for them to post. So if you hate them and you don't want them outside of the fucking post office filming you, the best thing that you can do is just walk into the post office, do your shit, get in your car and leave. Because if everybody did that, then they would stop because they wouldn't be getting any attention and we'd live in an attention economy. Or is it kicking in now?
Could make us dumber, less informed, our attention spans even worse, increase political divides, and make us neglect real human interaction.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the other thing, bro. If you are relying on the masses to like lead this like in mass rejection of AI or AI art or anything like that, if you think the masses are going to rise up and do that, you are sadly mistaken, right? It does give me a lot of faith that like whenever a company uses it, we tend to bully them out of it, and that's really good. But if you're waiting on this like the masses to rise up against like, you know, AI generated art, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Go look at the Fruit Love Island TikTok page and let's see how many millions of followers they have. How many tens of millions of likes do their interactions they have, whatever. Like, I think the unfortunate thing is that a lot of people are very stupid, and one of the things that comes with being stupid is you don't care, right? These people don't care about almost anything in life. You think they're going to care that the cartoon they just watched was made by a robot? I'm sorry. I have a lot of faith in people. I have a lot of faith in humanity. I'm not one of these people who's like a nihilist who hates people, hates society, thinks everybody is stupid. Like, no, I'm not like that at all. But I'm also at the same time, I'm a realist. And the reality is a lot of people are very stupid and a lot of people don't care or they can't be bothered to care. Especially kind of in the state that we're in right now, right? So if you think there's going to be people taking to the streets to take down AI art, buddy, half of us are a paycheck away from homelessness, right? It's really hard to get people like that to care that the, you know, episode of whatever that they did, the episode of Law and Order that they just watched used AI for that one scene. You know what I mean? It sucks. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying like you have to acknowledge how people operate and how our society operates and kind of where we are right now. It's not good. It shouldn't be like that, but it is. That's another thing I need people to realize, that it's like, I'm not saying this thing should be like this. I'm just saying it is like this. We get caught up so much in the it should be like this, which, like, right, good, yes, like you should continue working and fighting for the future that looks like that, how it should be, right? That should always be the case. But don't get so deep into that you lose sight of, okay, well, you still need to learn how to survive within the system as it is right now. You still have to learn how to survive and navigate the system or whatever it is as it currently stands so that you can survive to continue to fight to make it how it should be, right? I think that's the thing that a lot of people get lost in, and they get too lost in the weeds like that. Well, it should work like this. Well, it doesn't, dude. So you have to do this thing for right now, and then we can sit down and we can talk about how we can get it there. But for the time being, like you have to do this. Right? I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I'm not saying this is how it should be. I'm just saying how it is. And you need to live and I need to live, right? At a certain point, we have to come down and like have that discussion and acknowledge things for certain situations. Most people don't understand how freaking bad this can get. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, it's not just like AI haters and skeptics who are sounding the alarm on like what AI could possibly do and what the like end result of it could be. CEOs of AI companies, people who are involved with AI, who have come out and been like, oh yeah, like the end result of this could very likely be like absolutely fucking horrific for all of us. But yeah, we go public tomorrow. Really excited. It's like, what the fuck? What? I'm sorry? Did you not? That's what I'm saying. That's what the point I was making earlier, where it's like, dude, these new rich people are not like the rich people of the past. They are not like the fucking oil tycoons of yesteryear, right? Like rich people used to essentially be like cartoon villains, more or less. That's kind of just how they were and operate. These guys are just like soulless iPad kids who somehow were able to scrounge up $3 trillion in investments for an app named Scrumble that uses an AI to fart in the Uber for you so that you don't get blamed for it or some shit like that. It's just like, what are we doing? This is the other side of things, where people think that this is going to lead to this almost kind of like analog rebirth of society, of like, you know, the AI stuff and whatever is just gonna get so bad and we're gonna get so sick of it and we're gonna completely shove it all away and we're gonna go back to fucking flip phones and DVDs or whatever. Pipe dream, never going to happen. Again, I keep saying this, but like society as a whole does not like completely abandon technological advancements as soon as they happen and become embraced. Please name another time that has happened, right? And not like a specific just like device or something, but like actual technological leaps that we've actually just been like, you know what, never mind. Like that just doesn't happen, right? We're not going back to an analog society and culture. I know people love their physical media. They love their DVDs and CDs. You can see these nuts. But like, we are not going back to physical media as the like standard by which we consume media. That is not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's a pipe dream. If it was, it would have happened at this point. And we didn't stop doing physical media as some conspiracy by show business to take away your Blu-rays or whatever. It's because we stopped buying them. Everybody bitches about it, and it's like, well, it stopped because we stopped buying them. If they were making money, they would keep making it, right? Like, why would they just stop doing this thing that was making them tons of money, right? They did it because we stopped buying it. If it was going to happen, it would have happened, right? I know it sounds nice. I know it is a pipe dream. It is cosplay in your head. It's not going to happen. It's going to, DVDs and pretty much like all physical media is going to essentially become the way vinyl has been since like, 2000, more or less, where, you know, the CDs and the cassettes or whatever came along and they kind of took over as the standard for how we listen to music. But there was always just a niche enough market for vinyl to keep with the production of it. And it's still the same today. Again, it's not like huge, it's not like booming, but there is just enough of a market for vinyl for them to continue producing them for a lot of it. Not everybody, obviously, but for a lot of musicians, right? But it is not the standard by which we listen to music that it was, before the inventions of CDs and cassettes. But there's just enough of a market to keep them around for it's like, oh yeah, no, we still kind of make them. Yeah, here you go. People, that is how all physical media is going to go. CDs, CD, whatever, name it. It's all going to become vinyl. I think a big thing that a lot of people, and I'm saying this as somebody who, I work in film and TV production, so I like work in traditional media and all these things that is like dying and crumbling every single day. I think a big thing that a lot of people are just really struggling to come to terms with and just absolutely cannot accept is the fact that the world that you grew up being raised to survive in no longer exists, especially when it comes to media and entertainment. I'm not saying that there's going to be a future where like traditional TV shows and movies don't exist. I think they'll always be here. But yeah, man, I mean, with the likes of social media and YouTube and TikTok and all these other things, like those things are pulling the majority of people's attentions now, very clearly, right? So the masses have kind of made it heard. They're like, hey, when I want to be entertained, when I want to relax, when I just want to watch something, most of us go to something that is not traditional media, i.e. not a TV show or a movie, right? It's something on social media. In the way that, like, everything else before it is kind of come and gone, I think legacy media is just going to come that same way. And there's so many people who cannot grapple with that fact. They absolutely refuse to accept it. And I get it, because I'm right there with you. We all spent our entire lives working so hard to be a part of this industry that essentially no longer exists, and definitely doesn't exist in the way that we had been, working towards to be a part of it. That sucks. It really fucking sucks to work your entire life towards this thing and then just have it basically poof overnight. I get you. I'm right there with you, man. I understand. I'm in the shit with that. It sucks, but it's happening. Again, going back to what I was saying before, I'm not saying that this is right. I'm not saying that this is how things should be. I'm just saying this is how they are. So what the fuck do we do now? Stop sitting there and crying. Stop sitting there and being like, no, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. It's going to be like it was. It's going to be just like the old days. It's going to be. It's not. It's not. It's dead. And when something dies, it doesn't really come back. It's gone. It's gone. What do we do now? Pick ourselves up. What do we do now to survive within the current system? And nobody wants to have that conversation. Nobody wants to have that actual sit down conversation, powers that be saying like, look, traditional media is dying more and more every day. What do we creatively, as entertainers in general, from stand-up comedy to musicians to actors to filmmakers to everything, what do we do to now survive within this new and current system? Nobody wants to do that. Everybody just wants to sit around and cross their fingers and just hope that it becomes 2006 all over again. And then we'll just all be good and everybody will live happily ever after. It's not gonna fucking happen.
I am Sneakers O'Toole. I'm Sneakers O'Toole. I'm Sneakers O'Toole. I'm Sneakers O'Toole. I am Sneakers O'Toole. I'm Sneakers O'Toole. I'm Sneakers O'Toole.